The reason why I'm doing this video is not to explore or to boast about those who I know and the type of relationships I've been in with those that of the music industry, those that are celebrities and whatnot. But it's clearly going to come out as a message to let the young people know that the people who they see as stars, they're just regular people. These are people that have a job and they are to entertain people. But most of them have sold their soul just to reach to that fame level, just to become rich. But Hollywood is a place of make believe. It's not real. The Illuminati lives there. The devil lives there. His children roams there. It's a lot that goes on, and it's deeper than what's being exposed. It's a lot of blood sacrifice. It's a lot of molesting with the children that goes on. It's a lot of threesomes, and it's a lot of swinger situations. It's just so much. It's so much sexualization that is there. So much demonic stuff that is there. But I'm coming to talk to you guys about a relationship that I had with Brandy. And many of you know her. She is the sister of Ray J. And I just want to take you back down memory lane. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I lived off of Western Imperial. She stayed in Carson at the time. And she would come over to my apartments, who she was visiting she was being looked after while her parents were doing whatever they may was doing at the time. And the people who she was living at, I will name names because I don't have the receipts to prove this, but I can name names and those who know, as she knows who I am. But she was living in Carson with her family, and her mother was really strict. And I mean, she was mean. Her father was kind of laid back. Her brother was ripping, running the streets, and I really didn't know of him. But I do know that she would go over to Betsy's house. Betsy used to live in an apartment. She was friends with my mother. They would often do drugs together. So it was Earl and his brothers and his sister Candy. And so me and Earl at the time, we were good friends. He was a lot older than me. He was a dancer. And I used to dance a little bit back in the day. And like I said before, and eventually turned to tagger and graduated, became a gang member. But those are other stories that will be foretold later down the line. So she would come over. We saw each other. We liked each other. We flirted around. And so we would become girlfriend and boyfriend. And she would often come outside and we would talk and stuff. And Earl would tell us, you guys just stand right here and kind of just chill. And we wouldn't do much. We would hug. We would just kiss each other. I remember kissing her one day, and how the apartments was, the building, I scraped her arm because I was like I backed her arm into the wall. So she has like a little scrape on her right arm and so forth. And she always would tell me she wanted to be a singer. At this time I didn't really believe, I was a kid, so I was into basketball and I always dreamed of becoming an NBA star or a doctor or a police officer. As kids, we always have these dreams. Some make it, some don't, through life situations, it deterred me from the dreams that I had. Back on course to what I'm speaking of, this relationship. And she was a beautiful girl. And she said, I want to be a singer. I'm going to be a singer. And, and she said she was taking singing lessons and so forth. And she was singing me like little songs. It was kind of beautiful. I wasn't kind of beautiful. It was beautiful. And, I was just mesmerized by her beauty more so than her voice, And so, because I was going through a lot in my household. So when I seen her, it was like a breath of life, and it was just like, I could escape reality of what was going on in my household at the time. And so that's how when we had a relationship for about 4 to 5 months. And so my mother went into a rehabilitation center and, I got shipped off. So we moved out of the apartments and I never really got to see Brandy again. And so throughout time, she became Brandy, the singer, and I reached out to her and it was just quick words. You know, when they get big, when they make it, they kind of forget about the past and certain things. But, you know, she recognized what it was and so forth. But the point of this is that, you know, people, the point of this message that people that we see and we idolize, they're just people. They're just like us. They have a past like we have a past, you know, and we can't look at them as if they are greater or whatnot and so forth. So that's the real meaning behind this message and why I'm speaking out about this, you know, and so forth. Because, and then too, this can be another message to say, hey, you know, if you really set your heart to doing something that you want to do, your heart desires, you know, it can happen. So this message really for the young folks, you know, if you want to become something in life, you can become something in life, and you can't allow anything to stop you, no matter your situation or what you're going through and so forth and so on, that you can be able to do this and you can be able to make it, and you can be able to be whoever you want to be in life. Just make the right choices upon what you want to be and what you want to do with your life, because that is the most important thing. Because, you know, your future depends on what you're doing now and how you're going to be for your future upon what are you doing to work in a way of getting yourself prepared for your career and what you want to do and so forth. You know, and so that's basically what I wanted to expound and talk about. But I have come across a lot of stars, and I have a lot of stories as I've been in the music industry. So I know a few people, and I can pretty much tell you about the background of these people because I've known these people and so forth. But this is a story that I just wanted to elaborate and kind of tell you guys and so forth. So again, I appreciate you for tuning in and just listening to a little bit of my past and those that I've known, the relationship that I had with those that are stars now, that when I was younger. And this was about the age of 11, 12, around that age group and so forth. But again, I appreciate your fellowship and I thank you so much. God bless you.